Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Mr. Sebastian. Thanks for joining me. Hope everyone is doing well. Thanks to everyone that is staying up to date on their assignments for CCA. It's been nice just to touch base with almost everybody to see how you're doing, see how your computer issues are working out. This is video 2 on the first tutorials on how to get through our online interactive. If you have not checked out the first video and done the first steps, which are to log on to bonsaiteen.com, create an account, and to start the pretest, or to complete the pretest, I should say. Make sure you do that first. For those of you that have got it done, thank you very much for staying on point. Quick shout out to Fabian, Jasmine, Thane, Seattle, Desmond, Ian, Annika, Oliver, and Esperanza. Oh, and Helena, all for being the first ones to get it done. Good job. And many other people have done it, so thanks guys for staying on point. For today, our main goal is really simple. We're going to start that first tutorial called Life Scenarios is what it's called. And the objective of this video is just to kind of show you how to navigate the tutorial and answer any questions you might have as you work through it on your own. Okay, so here we are at bonsaiteen.com. Okay, we've logged in and we're going to get started with today's lesson by just clicking the start button. And here we have our first home screen. You guys took the pretest. Now it's time to complete life scenarios. Now, some people have skipped ahead. They got life scenarios done. They did this tutorial, play the game, and they've even taken the post test, which is totally cool. Good job. Now, this is not the end of bonsaiteen.com. There's still a lot more that we're going to be doing with this program. This is just the warm-up. This is just the introduction. Okay, so first of all, let's go ahead and get started. To start life scenarios, we're going to click on it, and what's going to happen is this screen is going to pop up. You're going to be given a little graphic and a text. I want you guys to read along with it, follow along with what is happening. I'm not going to read it out loud to you. I'll let you guys do it, but you navigate the tutorial just by clicking on the blue arrows to move through. It's pretty obvious. Now, the first thing I wanted to point out, this is really important. As the text walks you through what's happening in the tutorial, again, make sure that you read it and follow along. Something to take note of is that each new vocabulary word or term is going to show up as bold and underlined. Okay? Cash is the first vocabulary word they want you to know. All right? Now, this is important. Up here, you have two tabs. You have game and vocab. At the moment, we're in game mode or game view, okay? As soon as a vocabulary word pops up in the text, you want to go ahead and switch over to vocab. What that does is you can pull up this little window. Our vocab word is cash. It says the physical form of money, such as coins or paper money. You also have synonyms, money, currency, dough. This one's obviously very obvious, but some of them are new words to you. Make sure that you click into the space to get a more detailed definition of each vocabulary word. And also make sure you have with you a notepad and a pen or a pencil. And as you go through these new vocabulary words, make sure to write them down. I want you to do this for two reasons. Number one, I want you guys to expand your vocabulary and understand the content of these tutorials. The second reason is that I am including on Canvas a quick quiz on the vocabulary terms from this tutorial. So make sure that you have it written down and you're processing the information and you're ready to get a perfect score on the quiz. Okay, so we can exit out of the detailed vocabulary description. I'm going to go back to the tab that says game. Now I'm back at the tutorial. Okay. To move your way through the tutorial, click right on the blue buttons, read the text as you go along. I'll let you guys do the reading when you go through it. I'm just kind of zipping through. Look, new vocabulary term, go to vocab, checking account, more detailed explanation. Make sure you record your notes and then move on. Going back to game. Okay? Now, I went ahead and zipped ahead a bit through the tutorial. I clicked on each vocabulary term as I went along. And now I've also taken a couple mini quizzes up to this point. And now here I'm at a part of the tutorial where I need to complete some kind of action, and I just wanted to show you guys how to do it because it might seem confusing at first. Okay, so here is our objective. We must pay rent. Okay, so it says here, use money in your checking account and take the funds from rent. So when these action items show up, know that you can click on the graphic on the left and get a little bit more detailed information about what it's asking you to do. It does get more complicated as you move forward in the tutorial. Check that out, okay? For later assignments, it's gonna help to click on this, see what it says, so you know exactly what kind of action to complete. Okay, so I'll just show you how to do this one so that for the harder ones, you know what to do. So it says, take $400 from your budget, from your checking account, and put it towards rent. So here is how I would complete that action item. Click on checking. Oop. I already did it before, so here it is from the beginning. Checking. I'm gonna take $400 out of my checking. I'm gonna put it towards rent. Boom. Done. Okay? So the point of that was just to show you that some of the activities you're gonna be doing isn't just reading the text, it's also completing some of these action items as you manage your money, distribute your funds, and figure out how to be a responsible adult. And here we are to the next slightly more complicated action item. You've got your paycheck coming in. Here's your stub. You've got some things like your gross income. You made $400 on this paycheck, which is super awesome, but your net pay is slightly lower than your gross. Why? Because taxes of different kinds have been deducted from your money, from your gross income. So you're left with $322.21, and it's now time to distribute those funds amongst your budget. You got gas, you got groceries, you've got fun, you got $80 towards seeing the band that you want to see in town, and you also have some savings that you want to set aside. So read the description, figure out how much of your net pay needs to be distributed to what type of item in your budget, and complete those action items right here. Okay? That's my description. Hopefully you can figure it out. It's really not too bad. Give it a shot. All right, we divvied up our net pay to cover all of our budget expenses. And now here we have arrived at a new scenario. Gas and go. Your fuel gauge was on E, meaning empty. So you stopped in at the gas and go to fill up. You used cash to take the money from the car budget. Now it's time to complete this next action item. So it looks like you've got an expense, a $20.15 gas bill. And look, you've got $25 in your budget to take care of those types of expenses. So now it's time to take your expense out of your budget for car and account for those expenses in your budget. So go ahead and do so. It's $20.15 out of cash. And that's coming out of my car expenses. New scenario. Okay, we're low on cash, so you hit the ATM on the way home. Enter this into Bonsai as a transfer. What is that? Go to your vocab page and get a more detailed explanation of a transfer. My mouse doesn't work well. There we go. Transfer. Okay, there's your more detailed explanation. Make sure to write it down. It's going to be on the quiz. Now, here's the scenario. Okay, you got date and time. You're withdrawing from your checking account an amount of $20. Gives you your balance. but because we're a little bit low on cash, it looks like we need to open up a line of credit. Okay, so I'll let you guys figure out this step, complete the action items before you can move on to the next step. I had a few other expenses that I budgeted for, that I accounted for in my budget, and now I've arrived here at a point where I need to use my credit card. I'm a little low on cash, and so now it's time to do something that is really, really important to think about as an adult, as you start spending your own money and just making ends meet. It's time to have to do a very important and sometimes very dangerous thing, which is to put money on a credit card. So once again, we get more detailed description of our expense here, totals, percentages, things to take note of. Make sure you read this very carefully and complete the action item from here. And I've gone through a few more expenses, some debits from my budget, put money on my credit card, and I have arrived at a very real life scenario of getting my credit card statement. And it hurts. So we're gonna check this out and figure out what we can do. All right, guys, just another quick check-in. I'm still working my way through the life scenarios. I'm on number 17. You can see my progress bar here. I'm getting close to the end, but I'm not quite done yet. Within this section, I've accounted for a lot of different expenses, had some money coming in, some money going out, and I've been managing accordingly. Now here I am, just a quick check-in. We've got a bill at Trader Moe's. Okay, if I click on it here, I see my total at $49.22. We got to issue though, right? Because it goes over our food budget. So what we're gonna have to do is put money on our credit card. Again, I'm not showing you how to do every single step. I'm just checking in every now and again to make sure that you see what I'm doing, so you can see how to do it yourself. We've put $49.22 on our credit card. We're going to take that out of our food portion of our budget. 22. See, I did too much. We only have 47.81 in our food budget. Now, we got to take $1.41 from elsewhere in our budget. All right, just a quick check-in. We are at number 30. All right, really important concept that we have arrived at here. We've got pretty substantial credit card debt. We're in the hole $436.80. Right now, we have to make a payment. Just a couple things to look at, right? This is my total debt, $436.80. Right now I'm looking at an annual interest rate of 24.99%. That's a lot, and I have a minimum payment that I have to make or else I'm in trouble. Okay, I'm not paying off the total debt, I'm just paying off a small amount of it, plus the interest. Okay, the credit cards get you. So just something to look at as you complete number 30, and I'm going to keep moving on. Make sure to pause and play the video as you keep moving through. Keep it up, you're almost there. All right, I have counted for all the money coming into my account, plus all of my expenses. I've accrued credit card debt and paid it off. So I have successfully completed life scenarios. Now, as it tells you, you can move on to play the game right here. And on my end of things, I can see that you've completed it, and that will go to your grade on PowerSchool. Also, once you have completed the life scenarios tutorial activity, make sure to go into Canvas and take the post-life scenarios quiz. It's going to be based solely on the vocabulary words from life scenarios. Great job. Hopefully that was helpful, and take care.